Students, today we are going to learn sixth problem in relation to departmental accounting. Look at the problem. In this problem, closing stock not given. Instead of that, gross profit is given. Normally, in all the problem, closing stock is given. We have to ascertain the gross profit in trading account. But in this problem, the gross profit ratio is given. We have to ascertain the closing stock. Look at the problem. Sum number 6. The proprietor of a large scale retail store wished to ascertain approximately the net profit of Department X, Department Y and Department Z separately for the three departments. Here they are asking us to find the net profit of Department X, Department Y and Department Z separately for the year ended 31st March 1996. It is found impracticable actually to take stock on the debt. I said earlier, in this problem, gross profits of three departments are given. We have to find closing stock of each department. So they are saying it is found impracticable to take stock on the debt. So we have to find stock on 31st March 1996. But an adequate system of departmental accounting is in use. The normal rates of gross profit for the three departments concerned are respectively 40%, 30% and 20% on turnover before charging direct expenses. Generally, we know the direct expenses debited to the trading account, but in this problem, the gross profit calculation, they did not consider direct expenses. So we should debit the direct expenses to the profit and loss account, not to the trading account. Once again, I am repeating here. The direct expenses not considered for the calculation of gross profit, so it should not be debited to the trading account, it should be debited to the profit and loss account. Yes, students. Then the indirect expenses are charged in proportion to the turnover. Then information relating to Department X, Department Y and Department Z are given. Opening stock, purchase, sales and direct expenses. The total indirect expenses for the period, including those relating to other department, were rupees 5,400 on the total turnover of 1,08,000. So they sold 1,08,000 worth of goods. For that they incurred indirect expenses 5,400. So we should divide this 5,400 on the basis of turnover ratio. Okay. Then prepare a statement showing approximately the net profit, making a stock reserve of 10% for each department on that estimated value on 31st March 1996. So they are asking us to take stock reserve for three departments at 10% on the closing stock of each department. Yes, I am going to solve the problem. Look at the board here. Then I drawn the format, trading account format and profit and loss account format. Here we need not to prepare general profit loss account since they are asking net profit separately. So opening stock of Department X 10,000, Department Y 14,000, Department Z 7,000. Then purchases of Department X 12,000, Department Y 13,500, Department Z 9,700. Then sales of Department X 20,000, sales of Department B 18,000, sales of Department X 16,000. Then direct expenses. Here the gross profit calculated without considering direct expenses, so we should debit the direct expenses to the profit and loss account, not to the trading account, since the gross profit ratios are given before charging the direct expenses. So the direct expenses debited to the profit and loss account, not to the trading account. Value 2,000, 1,500 and 700. Then here gross profit percentages are given. With the help of that we can ascertain the gross profit of respective department. Gross profit of the respective department. As far as Department X concerned, the gross profit ratio is 40% on turnover. Turnover means sales. So 20,000 multiplied by 40,000, we'll get 8,000. That is the gross profit of Department X. Then as far as Department Y concerned, the gross profit ratio 30%. So 18,000 into 30% will get 5,400. Then for Department X, the gross profit ratio for department Z, gross profit ratio is 20%. So 16,000 into 20% will get 3,200. Now we'll ascertain closing stock since gross profit is given. So the debit side total of department X 30,000. If we deduct 20,000 sales, we'll get closing stock 10,000. That is balancing figure. Likewise, we have to ascertain the closing stock of department Y. So we have to add the debit side total 14,000 plus 13,500 plus 5,400. So 32,900. So 32,900 minus 18,000 will get 14,900. That is the closing stock of department Y. Then we have to ascertain the closing stock of department Z. So debit side total 7,000, 9,700, then 3,200. So the debit side total 19,900. If we deduct 16,000, we'll get 3,900. Okay students, we debited direct expenses to the profit and loss account, not to the trading account, because the rates of gross profits are given before charging the direct expenses. Then we should divide the total indirect expenses. The total indirect expenses given 5,400. Total indirect expenses given that is 5,400. It's for turnover of 1,08,000 rupees. Now we have to ascertain the indirect expenses. Now we have to ascertain the indirect expenses for department X, for department Y, and for department Z. The total expenses incurred 5,400. That is for 1,08,000 turnover. 5,400, that is for 1,08,000. So 5,400, that is for 1,08,000. Now we have to calculate. We have to divide the indirect expenses on the basis of the turnover of the respective department. First we will calculate for department X. 5,400, that is total indirect expenses incurred for the sale of 1,08,000. So we have to ascertain the sales for 20,000. So 5,400 incurred for 1,08,000. We have to ascertain the indirect expenses for 20,000 sales. So now our ratio is 5,400 divided by 1,08,000 multiplied by 20,000. So indirect expenses for department X is 1,000. Likewise, we have to ascertain for department Y. 5,400 for 1,08,000. We have to ascertain indirect expenses for 18,000. So 5,400 divided by 1,08,000 multiplied by 18,000 will get 900 rupees. Likewise, we have to ascertain indirect expenses for department Z. Its sales 16,000. So 5,400, that's for 1,08,000. It should be multiplied by 16,000. We'll get 800. So now we ascertain the indirect expenses for the each department. Two indirect expenses for each department. As far as department X concerned, we incurred 1,000. For Y we incurred 900. For Z we incurred 800. Then we have to take stock reserve, because the problem says take stock reserve on closing stock. It is at 10%. So we have to take stock reserve on closing stock. So department X closing stock 10,000, on which 10% will get 1,000. Then for 14,900, 10% is 1,490. For 3,900, 10% is 390. That is the stock reserve of department Z. Then we should transfer the gross profit to the profit and loss account. Value 8,000, 5,400 and 3,200. In this case, department X concerned, the credit side value heavier than debit side value. So credit side value total 8,000 minus debit side total 4,000. So our net profit is 4,000 in case of department X. For department Y concerned, credit side value 5,400 total value. Deduct 5,400 minus 1500 minus 900 minus 1490, we'll get 1510. Then we'll move to department Z. The credit side total of profit and loss account heavier than debit side. So 3200 minus 700 minus 800 minus 390, we'll get 1310 rupees is the net profit of department Z. Students, we completed 6th problem in relation to departmental accounting. In next class we'll solve different problem. Till then, bye and thank you.